What's up, Digidestins? This is Kylie, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today we are going to play Black Royal Knights versus Jesmon. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This is a very tough matchup for anybody playing Black Royal Knights because Jesmon can swing in and over your black bodies very easily, even if you have enough of the Digimon to sustain damage. You just can't get enough power to get over that 17 body. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let's see what we can do with Black Royal Knight. So let's start this Royal Knights versus Jesmon. This is a really exciting matchup because this deck is not as great against Jesmon because of issues, but I flip up a Kaporimon, then Digivolve right into block Toy Agumon, which really does help out later on because of the ability to reboot. But since my hand is not the best, I'm going to use the memory booster. The card allows me to look at the top 4, and then I'm going to pull a black card from it, which I'm going to pull out the Digimon because that is a card I really do need going forwards. It just helps out the long game, and it just helps me get to key points that I need. So I'll bring Digimon in. He flips up Yokomon, Digivolves into the Gilamon that is from the starter deck that allows him to draw if he deletes a Digimon. So very powerful. He plays the Hakmon or Huckmon, how do you want to say it. He gets a Sistermon target and then no other targets. So he only gets 1 card out of that deal, which is great because if he got multiple, I could fall behind really quickly. But seeing as he got the Sistermon, it's a really troublesome issue. He plays the Jesmon down to draw himself a card. I get another memory booster, which is not a bad thing. I'm like debating, do I raise it, do I not? I raise it up. I Digivolve 4-1 to give me that draw. I didn't get any blockers or ultimates, so I'm like falling behind where I don't want to. I could have easily just slammed down the big boy and just hope for the best, but I'm getting my ultimate here. I'm gonna flip the stack, and then I'm just gonna hope for the best here. So I get the Megadramon, if I remember that's what it's called. I have 2 memory boosters, a Digimon out. I'm really falling behind here because this field is just scary. So he's gonna flip. I delete it with a Tyrannomon, Dark Tyrannomon. Then we get a Digivolver, which sadly doesn't do anything in this situation because Gilamon can't Digivolve. And then we get the swing. Digimon takes it out. Then he's got just the Huckmon out. So I'm hoping to get some more advantage going. So he tries to choke me. He gets a blocker up. I draw. Like debating on what to do here. I flip up another Kaporimon, Digivolve, and draw with the, what is it, Hergurumon. Use one of the memory boosters, go to 4 to get me a little bit better, draw me a card. Then I'm like debating swing into the Huckmon, try to get rid of it off the board, which will help. It does bring me down to 1. I'm like, what do I do here? I need to get some board presence, so I go with this. I go and get myself a blocker up, which I should have popped the memory booster, to be all honest with you, and choked him at 1. Made it a lot more difficult for him to climb back up. But now we have a blocker that restands itself, which will help out the inevitable long game. So he does the Gilamon, then goes into Biohuckmon. So his champion, that one's going to be a problem if I don't get a tie down. Then he Digivolves into the Groundramon, choking me at 1, which is perfectly acceptable. Draw. I'm like in a rock and a hard place right now. I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to try popping the memory booster and then just climbing up a little bit more? Like, I'm going to swing in, which is my big mistake, which I shouldn't have done. But we're gonna you'll see in a moment. I'm gonna swing in with my Craniumon. He hits his Omnimon. My Craniumon is just not powerful enough just to survive that swing. That sets me back so much. I could have just done it without having to worry about it. Would have been fine. I could have probably went right into Omnimon and just been fine. But that would have probably helped out a little bit better. But that was my mistake. I Digivolve into the Dark Tyrannomon, giving 0, draw. So I'm debating, do I pop the memory booster to guarantee go with a 3, but he'll just keep his Digimon in the back. I only got 2, and it's really tough to make these calls. So I decided to pop to go to 2, and then I'm gonna go into the Mega Dramon that gives inheritable blocker. Really don't have the board state for this. I draw. I get another Alphamon. That's not gonna help in the slightest. He swings in with his blocker. We get rid of the blocker. Well, Sistermon. Then he plays the memory booster, so it guarantees him the memory he needs, and he'll grab his Jesmon off of this, which now says he's got in all his combo pieces. I can't get rid of that Jesmon even if I wanted to. I can try to choke him at 1, but that's not going to do anything in this situation. I get 3 Alphamons, like I only play 3, and I'm like, can you just be in the security for once? That would really help out, but nope. What I could have done, to be honest with you, is save my ultimate play for this turn and went with Rebellymon then, and then he wouldn't have been able to get that swing in because I would have just traded Rebelli for Jesmon. Like, Rebellymon is like your go-to need to in this matchup. If you don't see it, you're in trouble. I got a blocker on board, but you know how this game plays out. So, pops the memory booster. Then he's going to Digivolve right into that beautiful Jesmon. And that's the big problem here, is that once he has Jesmon on the board, he's on his boss, and I'm on a not big enough threat just to stop him. He's got at least a restand. He redoesn't have the ability to restand, which is good, but we already know what's going to happen. We flip up. I'm going to have to sacrifice my Digimon just to be able to survive. He's going to try to go into one of his better options at this point, and that is his Blitz Omni. He goes into Blitz Omnimon. This is why this deck is ridiculous sometimes when facing against it. Just the more inheritable swings that this deck can do just by 1 Digimon. So I get a ultimate out of that deal, but I'm only at 3 memory. I don't think I have this. I can't climb up high enough to stop this multiple attacks. I need double board state, and by the looks of it, I can't even get there. So I could stall out, but what is that really going to do for me here? I just don't have an out for this. Evolve up, give him 1. And then I'm going to discard a card out of this. I don't really have an option. Even the Rebellymon's not going to really do anything because he is on Omnimon now. If I was on Rebellymon the turn before, I could have got rid of the Jesmon. Swing in, blow it up. He brings the Jesmon piece back to his hand, which is not supposed to go to his hand. It's supposed to go to the trash. So, but it's GG game anyway. So let's go to game 2. Game 2. So I'm going to be starting off this party right. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to get my 5 security. He's going to get his. I'm going to draw my 5 since I'm going first. Hate to see it sometimes, but I flip up a Kaporimon. This one is the one that gives the power to the blocker. So I'm going to Digivolve into the new card that de-Digivolves in security, and then I'm going to Digivolve into Tankmon, drawing me a card. So giving him 1, a really good turn. I'm not going to give him 3 again because I can't have him walk. He plays down Tie to guarantee his 3. That could set me in a bad position if I don't set up right. I'm going to Digivolve for 3. Draw me a card. I get another Mega Dramon. Then I'm going to do the ability of Memory Booster to check the top 4. I'm going to grab something useful out of this. I think I go with the Command Dramon because a 2-drop is better, and I'm like debating on what to go into. I take the Dark Tyrannomon actually. because Dark Tyrannomon will help me Digivolve up again, and that's what I kind of need to do in this matchup. This one gets really tough really quick and very scary. I don't know how I'm going to come back if he can get his Jesmon on board. And that's like the big thing. But he plays down BT-6. He seems like he's bricking, and then I top deck Genkumon. Genkumon's going to just help me get right out of this issue. So I Digivolve right into Genkumon, take out his Digimon. He goes to 3. I draw the evolution. I get a Ridemyavatar, which is going to help out regardless of situation, just because Ridemyavatar has a way of just clearing out that Jesmon, which we need. So he plays down a Monocordramon just to help him out. I Digivolve into Toy Agumon from the Kaporimon I flipped. I'm debating. I got 3 memory I can do a lot with. So I Digivolve up into Dark Tyrannomon, draw me a card. Got Commandramon. I'm going to swing in with Genkumon for 2 security checks. And I do think I do have blocker. So I'm at 13. So 13 survives both swings, takes out a pretty good solo. Then I go for the Izzy Joe play just so that if he goes wider, because this one blocker might end up being multiple, I might be solid. So he goes for, he Digivolves his champion into Groundramon for 2 costs. Then he goes right into that Jesmon. Jesmon passing turn to me. I draw. So this is where Ridemyavatar comes in very clutch here. So I'm gonna go for 2 attacks in the slightest. Once black has everything going for it, it's a very scary deck. So we take out 2, which is really nice. And then I'm like, I need to play Protect the Castle. So I need a Ridemyavatar at this point. So I Digivolve into Ridemyavatar. Then I'm going to discard a card out of this deal, which I decide to discard the ultimate. I draw. I get another Izzy Joe, which is really good for me. He flips up the Yokomon, Digivolves into Biomon, which is not a bad thing. So he's got the tie on board. He's got a Jesmon, but I got a Ridemyavatar with retaliation and blocker. Let's go, boys. So he could do a lot of damage if he wanted to, but he's not going to be able to. He's going to swing in. I'm going to take out. He's going to play the Sistermon that gives him extra memory. That's a Seal or Blanc. I'm going to block with Ridemyavatar. He dies with the retaliation. I don't want a Jesmon on board. I can't allow the Jesmon staying. So then I get to reveal the top. I add it to my hand. And then I do forget about Izzy Joe real quick, but he Digivolves up even further into Savior Huckmon after Digivolving, and now he's got a Jesmon back on board, giving himself 3. Draw me a card. I get a Karenimon out of this deal. So, reveal. Digivolve up into Korgomon. Gorgomon from the Kaporimon. I'm gonna mispronounce this card all day long. Like, swing in with the Genkumon. Boop. There we go. Like debating on how would be the best option to climb up to the state I need to be in. So he's only got a Restander, but I need a Ridemyavatar again on the board so that I can prevent him from just smacking me hard. So I'm like, I got the memory booster. I got a Commandramon. I could definitely do something here. I need 5 memory. So I'm going to pop that memory booster because like 3, 2, and then I'll pass him the 3, which is completely okay. So we're going to pop that. He goes to 5. I'm going to go Commandramon. He goes to 2. I go to 2, 3. Digivolve into the Mechanorimon, which is not a bad play. I go to 0. And then I'm like, Ridemyavatar, boys, we got there. So I'm going to discard 1 card, and I got to make sure I draw. So I could have probably discarded something else, but I figured this would be the best play. He's got the Jesmon back, and he wants to get rid of the Genkumon, but I have to just do the trade system with him I have to get rid of his Jesmon. So that's like the big play here, is if I can keep the Jesmon off board long enough, I actually win this. So he swings in with Jesmon, and Rebellion takes it out, and he has to keep slowing me down. He's got to get his restands in. He's got to do his things. It doesn't matter. I'm going to not let that Jesmon get more than one play off. Just the best thing you can do. He plays Sistermon down. Now he's got 2 blockers on board state, which is a really smart play. So he decides to swing in, and he tries to go after my Genkumon. I kill off the Jesmon yet again, but he gets another Sistermon out for blocking. I'm like, cool, he's got blockers for days. I didn't need him to have blockers for days. Oh, it wasn't Yokomon. He digivolved onto Babytomon. Sorry. Then he plays down a Huckmon to help him out. I go to 5 because of Sora Joe, which he's in trouble now. I can climb up pretty easily. Wish I had another Genkumon just to blow up his board state. So this time I realized that he did blow up my Rebellion. I'm like, yeah, let me draw a card for that. I'm gonna rest the Sora Joe and then restand. So then I'm gonna digivolve into Dark Tyrannomon. Didn't matter, I already had a Dark Tyrannomon in hand. So I'm gonna swing in there. He's gonna block, which is completely fine. Then I'm like, what do I do here? I want to get something big and beefy out. I want to just keep adding pressure, but I don't want to pass turns. So I digivolve into the Mecha Jormon. So we're gonna just swing in with that. I draw. Boom. He has to block it. Just fine by me. Like, what else can I do here? I'm gonna digivolve into Craniumon, putting on some more pressure. There we go. I draw. I get another Mecha Dramon, which is not bad. So he flips up the Babytomon, and then he gets a Gilamon out of the deal. This is the Gilamon that if he deletes a Digimon, he draws a card. He plays another Sistermon down to get some more blockage out. I should have went wider just so this would end faster, but making it harder to kill my stuff in the long game is just so much better than anything else in this. Because if I just let him have what he can, I'm in trouble. So let's see what he plans on doing. He's got double Sistermon up. That means 2 more blocks in here, and I just got to keep climbing. Ooh, he tries to choke me at 1, but I instantly go to 3, which I get it. Sora Joe's up, but I draw for turn. I get an Omnimon out of this deal, so this is going to be good. I digivolve my Koporimon into the new card. I can't remember its name, sorry. I'll remember it next time. Swing in with both my Digimon. I digivolve my Craniumon into a Omnimon Zawart, because why not? If this simulator sometimes does hurt a bit. So we're gonna mill the top 3, which we want to do. I'm like, oopsies. Nope. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna see what we get out of this deal. We're gonna go wider than what he can handle, which is exactly what we want. I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna play Mechanorimon, and I'm gonna play the Mega Dramon so that we have something really nice the following turn. We got 5 attacks on board. Doesn't matter how many blockers he gets. I already cleared out majority of them, and I have an Omnimon. He's gonna digivolve that Gilamon up into Greymon. I'm not letting him swing in if he thinks he's going to. And then he goes into Savior Huckmon. That will bring me to 4, and I got game on state. Promote up, and then just gonna do the formality and actually swing in. Genkumon for game. That is game 2, boys, in a nutshell. All important game 3. Let's see what happens here. So this is all for the money, boys. So this Jesmon player has been pretty on point. His setup's just been scaring me. Sometimes I swear I don't have the outs. My hand is just atrocious, I'm going to be honest with you. He flips up Babunomon. He digivolves into the Biomon promo. This one is a very interesting card in itself. Then digivolves into that Greymon for 2, passing to me. So I draw for turn. My hand is just not on bricking. I have no babies, nothing. I go with the memory booster to hopefully get there. So we're going to reveal the top 5. I'm hoping for a rookie. I get one, and it is our Toy Agumon with the reboot. So that's going to help me out with this Kaporimon. We're going to put this to the bottom. This is the Kaporimon. If I lose something, I get something out of this deal. He goes into Savior Huckmon, which great play too. So draw. I get another rookie, which does help out. I digivolve Kaporimon into Toy Agumon in the back. I'm hoping to get a champion. Nope, I get double rookie. I play down the Kaporimon, go to 1. My hand is just not helping. I wish I had the Kaporimons in, or whatever these things, Kakorimons, I think they're called. Kaporimon. This is what I want. They're very interesting little drops. They're very important in security. So I play the Sora Joe just so that Izzy Joe, because the Izzy Joe will allow me to gain memory as he keeps blowing my stuff up and I get to draws. He plays that, swings in, kills that. I'm gonna arrest that, draw me a card. I wasn't supposed to reveal that. I was supposed to draw that. So that's okay. Sorry. Sometimes I forget if it's reveal or draw. There's a lot of cards in here. Tankdramon, and then he does have the Greymon underneath, so it's another security check. There's no Pierce, actually. That was my bad. So, forgot that he didn't play the girl. So, he ends up playing Monodramon. Nope, he goes for the Huckmon, giving 2. Revealing the tops. I was really hoping to get out before then, but he's got the little guy. So I'm like, I don't have any champions. I'm floating in the water dead. So I'm like, what can I do here that'll help me get an out? I don't have an out in the slightest. So I'm like, I could set up for next turn to try to get an ultimate on board, but that Jesmon's just gonna do what Jesmon likes to do. I'm like, what can I do here? My play could have been, I could have choked him at 1, which would have been the smarter of the 2 plays, to be honest with you. Choked him at 1, played my ultimate. I think that would have been the better option, and then digivolved up into Genkumon earlier. But I was like, I need the memory as best as I can. I just don't have an out in this situation, because if I did it the opposite way, I think I would have been okay. I end up just passing turn, which I need to draw cards, so I can't just play the baby down. He flips up a Yokomon, digivolves into the Guilmon. That allows him to draw a card if he deletes a Digimon. And this man's just got the hand for days. He plays down the Savior Strike, whatever the thing that allows him to attack my Digimon. Then he gets a Sistermon. He gets Pierce, and that's 2 security checks right on me. 1, 2. We just don't have anything big in there. We really don't. So he's gonna swing again. We get 1, 2. Nothing. Then swings in with the Savior. With his Huckmon. And he's got Jesmon aboard. I have no outs to this situation. Digivolves into that Monocoromon. My hand just bricked too hard. I could have went probably something different, and that's my bad. I should have went probably a different strategy, but he plays down the Sistermon. Gives me 3. I go to 5. I draw. I flip up. Digivolve. And I'm like, what did I do here? I forgot also the Joe and Izzy's trigger. That is my bad. It was supposed to be the memory booster I can just grab. I'm going right up to 7, which allows me to play my blocker down. It doesn't matter. He's just got a wide board. I can't stop this. Genkumon can blow up one of the Sistermons, but that's just not enough. I digivolve up, draw, and Hergurumon just comes to my hand. Genkumon's in here. I just had a bad brick, but his deck just played on point all 3 games, and I'm gonna give him props for that. He played really well, even with game 2 being his brick, which he gets another Systemon out of this deal, and I block 17. You can't really stop 17. So he swings in again, and so guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. It was a lot of fun, a lot of interesting match. Hopefully this makes up for yesterday's Royal Knight list. It was kind of difficult with the fact that I wasn't around and didn't realize my video was bricky. So at least enjoy this one. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.